Good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining me. This is a very, very specific live stream. It's for students in classes 6 to 12, not A-level. So it's not for 10A, 11A, and 12A. They are not taken care of in this video. They've already done. I've already talked to them. They're already in the middle of their exams. They're doing brilliantly. And once I saw that working, I know what I'm going to do for 6 to 12. Lots of people have said, Mr. Steve, why are you doing exams? The minister said there's no exams. If I've got the transcript of what the minister said from Fadi Yara, and it doesn't say anywhere, don't do exams. It says finish the school year, June 26 or whatever, but it doesn't say don't do exams. Why do we do exams anyway? We do exams as an assessment. An exam is for you, knowing how you did, knowing what you know, you need to know. Don't think that because we're in this disastrous situation of COVID and Corona, that you suddenly have to stop caring about anything. It's just you're going to sit at home playing with your WhatsApp and your friends. It's not. Everything becomes harder. You've got to do more. You've got to work harder to get to the same place than you would have done a year ago. Don't think it becomes easier. We don't have to do this. We don't have to go to school. It makes it harder. It's harder to learn by DLP than it is normally, and you know that. So everything's harder, and we've got to try harder. We've got to do better than we're going to do. So don't go around saying, cancel the exams, cancel the exams. I'm not going to cancel the exams. We're going to do these exams, and we're going to do them well, and we're going to do them properly, and you're going to be proud of yourself and proud of what you did in this time. How many exams? Tomorrow morning, I will put a link on the website. Keep looking at the website, and it will say how many exams, what subjects you have, and how long is each exam. It will not be an exam timetable. It will just be how many exams, what the subjects are, and how long. Okay? What time? What time are the exams? Well, in a couple of minutes, I'm going to show you that I've staggered the exams so that kids in the same house can use the same laptop so they don't do concurrently. And I've looked at all the families in the school and where their kids are in the classes and try and work out the best way to do these staggered. Are there still problems? There are definitely still problems. And right at the very end, I'm going to show you how I'm going to deal with the problems. Now, do not let me tell you that this is not difficult. What we're trying to do is difficult, but it's doable. And you need to become people that do the difficult things. Don't shy away from them. And don't say, I'm not going to do the difficult things. It's just too difficult. Do the difficult things. Do the hard things. I think that's important. Be positive. Don't constantly be moaning, why is he doing exams? Just do the exams. Just do the exams, and you will find that you can do them and you do it well. Be positive. Think of solutions rather than problems. Now, the mechanism of the exams. That was the introduction. The mechanism on the exams. Now, all the exams are going to be on a link on your Google Classroom. So what's going to happen is, let's say you have an 8 a.m. exam. At that exam, you at sort of 7:45, you'll get on the internet, and at 8 o'clock, a link will be opened on your Google Classroom, and you will see your exam inside. And your exam is one of two types, okay? Some teachers are going to use Google Forms. They're going to use Google Forms for their exam. And some teachers are going to use a PDF file. Now, the exams in Google Forms will also be produced in PDF, so you can choose whether you do it as a Google form or whether you do it as a PDF, whichever you feel more comfortable with. The second thing is the content. I've heard lots of people, and lots of people I trust, say the content is too much, Mr. Steve, it's too long. So this morning I talked to my teachers and I said, please, by 5:30, so by this time, they will have posted on their Google Classrooms for their subjects the content for these exams. So it's not necessarily going to be all. Trust your teacher. Your teacher knows what you know. If you've been working with them all this time, they know what you know, and they're not going to do anything that will be too difficult for you. Okay, so they put their content on the things. Don't forget, black pen only. Even if it's a biro, use a black pen, because when you scan something and send it, if it's black, it's sharper. You need a cam scanner. You need the Cam Scanner app. You need to practice with the Cam Scanner app. Tomorrow morning, with the schedule, not with the schedule, with what exams you're going to do, I will put a little video that I made. It's not a great video. I'm not super proud of it, but it does its job to show you how to use Cam Scanner. And if you do that and practice on a couple of spare bits of paper that you've got and try and upload it to any assignment in your classroom, you will see how easy it is to upload these assignments. So you've got a black pen, you've got to do Cam Scanner, you've got to practice, you've got to have a calculator, you've got to have paper, you've got to have ruler, and you have to have pencil. That's all the things that you've got to get ready. Now don't forget here, we're a little bit away from it. This is the week of your exams, okay? This is the 19th and that's the 15th, okay? And we are here on this Wednesday, and this is Wednesday the 3rd, okay? So you've got about 10 days, a little over 10 days until your first exam. Now, I'm going to ask you to get on Zoom for every exam. Let me tell you why. Not because I want to watch you, because you can cheat on Zoom. You know, and you've probably been away and find out how you can cheat even when your teachers are watching you. What happens if you have a question in the middle of a test? Like sometimes you do when you're doing a test in the class. What's number 3? Why is number 3 talking about 54.8 when number 2 talked about 54.7? Why is there a difference? And you can talk to the teacher. Now, when we've been doing exams in the A-level, we found that very helpful. Mr. Steve, I don't understand question 2. Can you explain? I can't explain it. It's an exam. Or, yes, there's been an error. There's been a typing mistake. So, 6, 7, and 8. Class 6, 7, and 8, Zoom is optional. It's not mandatory. If you want to get on Zoom, you can get on Zoom so you can be in a classroom-like situation. 9, 10, 11, 12, having a Zoom link is mandatory. Now, the Zoom link is from your phone. It's not from your laptop, it's from your phone. You put your phone up next to your computer and you put it on Zoom, you click the Zoom link, and we see you in front of us here, and that's fantastic. The laptop is for the test. The test is in front of you on the laptop, pieces of paper here, you're writing down, and Zoom is on your phone. Okay? Don't forget, 6, 7, 8. Zoom is optional. If you decide to use it, you need to stay in the class the whole lesson. If you decide not to use it, you don't even need to open Zoom. 6, 7, and 8, Zoom is optional to make it a little bit easier for you. So, you open your Google Classroom, you click the Zoom link if you want to go into the Zoom class, and then you click the PDF file or the Google thing, and you start to do your work. You look, you think, you write, or you do it on Google Forms. And then when it's finished, either on Google Forms you click Submit, or if you're writing, you get Cam Scanner, and inside Cam Scanner is an automatic upload to your classroom, because you are logged into that phone using your Google system. Okay? So that's fairly simple. Now, at the end of every exam, there is a 1 hour technical time. So we haven't had to use it much in the A-levels, because when your electricity goes off, you just keep working. You wait for electricity to come back, and then you get back into the Zoom classroom. You don't stop working, oh, the electricity's gone off. We're used to the electricity going off. It's just that we can't see you for that time, and we trust you, and I'm going to talk a little bit about trust at the very end of this live stream. So that technical time is for you to upload, and we're helping you. Someone said today, I can't scan. I don't know what's happened, and we help them go through the scanning things, and they upload it in the end perfectly. Okay, so that technical time is for us to help you, particularly if you're on Zoom. We solve the problem. If you're on Zoom, you talk to us, and we help you solve the problems. Now, what possible problems might there be with having exams like this? I can see 2. The main one is you have 2 kids at home, okay, and 1 laptop. So I've put together what I think is a quite nice thing here. So we have on the screen, we have the exam sessions. There are 4 exam sessions. You will either do exam session 1 and exam session 3, or exam session 2 and exam session 4. Notice I've put class 12, and they only start their exams at 11, but they go very late. They go till 7 p.m., the exams, to give plenty of space. But in the morning, they have plenty of time in the morning. They don't need to get up early in the morning. Apparently, teenage brains work best between 11 and 8 p.m. That's what 11 a.m. and 2 a.m. But they don't work well in the morning, so I've tried to see if that's going to help here. So if you're in 6, 7, 10, and 11, you have an exam at 8 and you have an exam at 2. And if you're in 8, 9, and 12, you have an exam at 11 and you have an exam at 5. Notice the reason that there's this break, because of this hour long between them. So you get a 3-hour break between each exam where you can study, where you can prepare for the next exam, where you can sleep, where you can eat, where you can do whatever you want. Now, if we stagger these exams like this is what happens. There are 1,018 families in the school. 513 have students from 6 to 12. 21 of those families have 3 or more students. So those will always have a problem unless they have 3 laptops or 4 laptops. Now, I have a solution for that, and I'll tell you in a minute. 355 families, the large majority of the families only have 1 kid. So I'm going to talk about their problems in a minute. Put that to the side. We're left with 136 families that have 2 children. Okay? Now, if you have 2 children, one of who's in class 6 and one of who's in class 8, you're not going to have a problem as long as you've got a laptop. Okay? Because of these staggering. But sometimes you might have a problem. Now, the solution to these people is to come to school and take a printed copy. Now, that's only 21 plus 60 families. I've been through all 136 families, and I've worked out how many of them have clashes. Only 60 out of 136 will have clashes. So 21 and 60, that's only 81 families out of 513 will have clashes with this timetable. Now, those 81 families need to send somebody to school. And we will print the exams and put them in sealed envelopes. You take the exam home, and when you get home, either your mum takes care of the exams until the time of the exam, or if you're 9, 10, 11, 12, you have to hold it up in front of the camera, and you break the seal. You have to show me both seals. There'll be a seal on the bottom and a seal on the top to show me that you've not broken that seal, and cut the envelope and cheated. But we'll talk about cheating in a minute. So I'm going to put up a form, probably tomorrow or early on Friday, on the web, on the web page, the home page of the school, where you can click through and tell me your problem. My brother is in 6, I'm in 7, and we have 1 laptop. It's a problem. Please tell me what to do. And I'm going to say to you, come to school. Come to school and pick up the papers, and we're going to solve it like that. You're going to say, but it's odd even. Now, I don't think it'll be odd even on the 15th of June. If they're talking about opening the airport on the 21st of June, I think by the 15th, they will take the odd even plates down. If they haven't, I have a way to fix it. Don't worry. I'm not going to tell you about that way because there's secret things here, and I will tell you later about that way. But if there is odd even, we will fix that. Okay, so that's staggered exams. That's the solution for the families. Okay? Even if you take the exam from school, you do not bring it back to school. When you get home and you finish the exam, you scan it, and you send it up on Google Classroom. I hope you got that. You don't need to bring the exam back to school. Now, someone says there's a worse thing here, Mr. Steve. It's not about no laptops. It's about no internet. I'm in the village. The village is in the back of beyond, and I have no internet at all. What do I do? Well, come to school and pick the exams up. That's the first option. If you can't come to school because your village is a long way away from school, you've got WhatsApp. Now, if you've got WhatsApp, I can send you a PDF of the exam on WhatsApp, even if you only have WhatsApp data. So everybody is on WhatsApp. Every person in Lebanon has a WhatsApp account. That's for certain, except very, very few people, and I don't even know where they live, and I don't even know who they are, because I can't imagine what it's like to live a life without WhatsApp. But I'll send you the exam on WhatsApp. You open it on WhatsApp, you write it on the thing, you scan it, and you send it back to me, not on Google Classroom, because you don't have internet. You send it back to me with your WhatsApp data on WhatsApp. And I'm sure we can fix them. Last two things. This is the last two things. This is an open book exam. This is an open book exam. That means this. Whatever is on your table when you start the exam, you can use to answer the questions in the exam. What you cannot use is anything in the house. Once it's on your table, you're fine. You're not allowed to get up. Second, you cannot use your mum and your dad. You cannot use uncles or anybody in the room. You cannot use friends that you contact via WhatsApp. And you cannot use the internet. Those three things. Mum and dad and anyone in the room. The internet and any friends or people on WhatsApp. Even if it's the enemy. Mr. Steve, you said friends. This guy is my enemy. No, anybody on WhatsApp you cannot use. That's an open book. We're not testing memory. We're testing if you can solve these problems. If you can think, if you can write. You know what the English exam is going to be. It's going to be an essay. I want to see if you can write that essay. Right, this is the favorite question. Mr. Steve, what about cheating? I know all my friends are going to cheat. Don't bother with your friends. What do you want with your friends? You're not going to cheat. This is a fantastic test for you to see if you're a man or a woman of integrity. To see if you can do the right thing when nobody is watching. To see if you can hold fast when you're desperate to call your friend and said, did you get 2.18? You didn't? What did you get? 4.2? I'll go back and do it again. This is a perfect opportunity for you to show that you're a man and woman or a woman of integrity. And I know that you are. I know most students in this school are something different. And I know most students will not cheat. I know some will. And you know some will. And both me and you probably know their names. But I'm hoping, beyond hope, that they won't. That they will take this chance to say, no, I'm going to make a change. This exam will not fail you. You will pass the year. Whatever you get on this exam, have you ever had an offer like that before? You've never had an offer like that before. You will pass the year, whatever happens. Notice how we're going to make up the marks. Very, very simple. First half, 50%. COVID marks, 10%. This exam, 40%. Now, that is a great deal. And I hope that you take this. I hope that you don't cheat. And I hope that you are men and women of integrity. I'm going to make you sign a sheet. I'm going to show you a copy of the sheet. This is a copy of the sheet. I promise I did not cheat. You need to scan this. There's an electronic version. I promise I did not use any external resource and stuff like that. I promise. Now, this is for the A levels. Yours is slightly different. Okay? Yours is slightly different because you don't have that line on there. Do you see that line? Books or notes. You can use books or notes. I'm going to scrub that out for 6 to 12. The A levels are not allowed to use books in their exams. And they, I must say, shout out to every A level student that I know. They're doing an absolutely tremendous job in a very, very difficult things. And I know that you can do that job. And I know that I can trust you. And I hope that that trust is not in vain. Last thing. Some people are going to get really, really high marks. Okay? And you know why. Because they'll take the paper from school, they'll cut it open, they'll send it to a friend, the friend will solve it, send them the solutions, and they'll just write down the solutions. And that's fine. If you want to cheat and you want to sign this and you want to lie before God and before your own honor, that's fine. You go ahead and do that. You'll have to deal with him and with your own honor later in life, remembering that you did this. But if I see a mark that is really, really great, I'm going to be very excited because I'm going to think, wow, this guy is a changed man. He didn't cheat. He signed. He didn't cheat. And he got 91%. Every exam he's ever done before COVID, he got 45%, and now he's got 91. Hallelujah! I must talk to him. And I'm going to have you on a small Zoom call with your teacher for 5 minutes to check that you learned that much during COVID. So if you get exceptionally high marks, we're going to ask you to tell us how you did it. Because I want to know how you learned, and I want to use it in a future research. That's called a Viva. It's called a verbal exam. It will only last 5 minutes. Very few people will need it. Very few people. We're doing it in the A-levels so far. We have 75 people taking the exams. We're going to call 4 people. That's it. So most people are doing what they need to do. Don't worry about anything. Just do your best. The marks really don't matter. You're going to get promoted. You're going to get promoted. It's an open book exam. Don't worry about it. Just do your best. And thank you very much for spending 21 minutes with me. I hope we'll be together soon. And I hope that God will bless you, keep you, and make his favor, give his favor upon you and your families, particularly older people in your family like your grandma and your granddad, and who are in great danger at the moment. And we pray his blessing on them, that he'll take care of them and look after them. And I hope that you're looking after your mum and dad too, not giving them too much trouble, doing your own work. That's what you need to do, and I know that you can do this. So that's what I've talked about. I hope there's not too many questions. I'm sure we'll get... These are as a result of all the questions that we've had. I hope this has made it clear. I'll say once again, don't buy any cameras. Don't do anything. You need just your phone for Zoom and a laptop. If you don't have a laptop, there'll be a form for you to fill in to help me work out what your problems are. I hope this is all, and I'll see you soon. God bless you, and take care of you. Thank you for watching this live stream.